I'm Greg Tepper. That's Greg Powers. This is This Week
in Cruton.
It's This Week in Recruiting. Greg Powers, the Next Level Athlete. Follow him on Twitter at GPowerScout. Follow Next Level Athlete on Twitter, Next Level D1. See his fine work at TexasFootball.com/recruiting. And, of course, this is brought to you by our good chicken friends at Chicken Express. Chicken Express. I had an unsolicited conversation about Chicken Express with my uncle on Thanksgiving.
We also had a Chicken Express conversation on Thanksgiving. Like, Chicken Express is like, that's who we are.
It's in our blood.
It's in our blood. It's in our bones. It's in the walls.
So,
It's a house built by Chicken Express.
on our Thanksgiving extravaganza, we talked about,
the greatness of the rolls.
Yeah, and would it be a good play to, like, bring or have rolls for Thanksgiving? And we do I guess what I should say is we do, like, the semi-homemade roll thing, right?
Okay.
They're frozen. You
Right.
Let
Yeah.
them rise.
You make them. Yeah.
Okay.
They're pre-made, but
You're not rolling the
finish
dough.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I did. I sought out a box of rolls from Chicken E. And undercooked. I was in charge of one. I had one assignment on Thanksgiving.
Greg.
And I let the rolls rise. I had them heavily buttered. Everything looked great. Undercooked the rolls a little bit. They were like kind of like collapsy. Bam! Chicken Express stepped in to save the day. It was a great decision. Thanks for being there for me, Chicken E.
I'm going to go ahead and throw my conspiracy theory out there is you did that on purpose. You knew for a fact if you could mess up the rolls.
Ooh, I love this.
The wife would be like, it's fine, just go get Chicken Express. It's going to make everyone happy.
No, I pre-planned them. I went on Wednesday after we talked about it.
Don't act like that was an accidental underbaking of the rolls. That was a smart, well thought out decision.
So Chicken Express, you were part of my Thanksgiving meal and a part of my family, and thank you for being there.
My uncle asked me, he was like, "So what kind of fringe benefits are you getting from Chicken Express?" And I said, "None. Like they're just a proud partner, and we're happy to be partnered with them." But I was like, but then we started talking about how what I want is I just want one of those golden cards that I can show and just get some tendies. Like, that's all I want. I want the Billy Madison Subway card, or not Billy Madison, the Happy Gilmore Subway card, except for Chicken Express.
See, I want some Chicken Express gear to wear when I go to Chicken Express.
That could probably happen.
Yeah, I want like a Chicken Express shirt that's like
Chicken E
has my name on it or something. Like that'd be really dope.
It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, Next Level Athlete. Let's start with our prospect on the rise.
Grab across the back.
Grab a Chicken Express jersey. Go to prospect on the rise. Our prospect on the rise is Daingerfield's junior athlete, Jakevian Rodgers.
Senior
athlete. Jakevian Rodgers committed this week to UTSA. Had offers from Baylor, Incarnate Word, Colorado State, UCF. So he ends up going, he's a 3-star prospect according to Dave Campbell's Texas Football. He ends up going to UTSA, and a nice little win on the recruiting trail here for the Conference USA finalists here.
Yeah, I love this commitment. As a matter of fact, his senior tape is really strong. We've known about Jakevian Rodgers for a long time. He's been a DCTF 3-star, I think, wire to wire. He's been on this list. He's always performed well every time we've seen him in a game or 7-on-7. And I think this is a huge win for UTSA. He did have a couple of Power 5 offers on that list, but he had such a wide array of programs coming after him. I think the debate, and it's a healthy debate now, is where does he fit in best at the next level? I personally love him as a wide receiver because of look how explosive.
The burst, yeah.
Yeah, look how explosive for a long and rangy type of guy too. But it's hard to find someone like this on the defensive side of the ball as well. I don't know that it was like a clear-cut thing, but I think that they've recruited him primarily or eyed him specifically for defense as he starts there. His pictures, like when he's on campus, he's in a defensive back stance, and he's with the defensive backs coach. So I think that is like a strong indication of where they initially have him pegged. But this is a guy who I think could fit in on either side of the ball and could be like a game changer out of the slot because of that burst and quickness, or he could just flip over to defense and use those skill sets and size to help lock down one side of the field. I think it's going to be a bit more of a progression for him as a player as he enters college to pick up some of the nuances and technique to excel at that position, but he's really good regardless. This is one of the top players in the state.
I for one am shocked, I tell you, that Jeff Traylor hauled in a kid from East Texas. I am just
really breaks the trend.
Knock me over with a feather.
Right.
Let's get to our commit of the week. Commit of the week is Converse Judson defensive tackle Johnny Bowens, the number 20 rated prospect in the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Hot 100, number 3 defensive tackle prospect in the state. He has committed to Oregon. The Ducks haul him in, beating out Texas A&M for him. Feels like the first time in a long time that A&M's lost a battle for a defensive lineman, but Oregon gets the services of Johnny Bowen.
Well, he was a one-time Texas A&M commit as well, and he committed to the Ducks on Thanksgiving. I really like Johnny Bowens because he's super athletic. I got a chance to watch him up close and in person at the Under Armour camp and see what he moved around out of the pads, and it backed up everything that you really see with him in the pads. At 6'3", 265, they have him playing end, and he's plenty explosive enough to keep pressure on the quarterback, make plays behind the line of scrimmage. But I think as he grows there and adds weight, he's the perfect defensive tackle on the outside of a 3-4, basically like a strong side defensive end, or he could be a gap plugger on the inside because of his quickness and his strength. So I think that he's a very versatile prospect up front who can move around to create some mismatches and do some things against Pac-12 offenses that will make him very valuable. This is a huge land for Oregon, who continues to come down into Texas and make a dent in the recruiting landscape. Another good one going to the Ducks.
Is it fair to say that there's a possibility that Oregon closes strong in the Lone Star State as well?
Well, I mean, they're in on DJ Hicks. That's one of our top-rated. Well, he's the number one player in our rankings. He did take an official visit to Oklahoma, and I really felt like at the time that he committed to Texas A&M, it was down to Oklahoma and Texas A&M predominantly. So did the Ducks make enough waves to make up some ground in that? Because he followed that visit with Oregon up with an official visit to Oklahoma the next week. So as it sits, in the clubhouse, DJ Hicks is currently standing by his commitment to Texas A&M, with schools like Oklahoma and Oregon pushing strong, and I would say Oklahoma had the last shot at him because that was the last visit that he took.
Interesting stuff, but a big get for the Ducks getting Johnny Bowens out of the San Antonio area. It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, Next Level Athlete, here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at hashtag TF Today. Let's roll on to our underclassmen of the week. Our underclassmen of the week going to Lubbock Cooper, junior offensive lineman Holton Hendricks. Holton Hendricks committed to Texas Tech this week. He had offers from Baylor, Houston, and Kansas. Becomes the 4th member of the Texas Tech 2024 class. And this feels like, look, Joey McGuire said that he was going to come in, he was going to recruit Texas high school football guys, and he was going to get the best guys locally. Well, here's one of the best guys locally. This is the win you got to have.
And I think that Lubbock Cooper's probably the predominant, or that's the school that you want to be in, right?
If you want to have a pipeline anywhere in Lubbock, you probably want to have it at Cooper.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I mean, there are some schools around there that I would put into that same vein: Abilene, Cooper, Tascosa, and Amarillo.
I throw Lubbock Coronado on there too. They've got a handful
Lubbock
of Big Ten players.
I mean, there's some big schools there, but Texas Tech's done a really good job in particular recruiting this program. They have a commitment from a 2023 offensive lineman, Caden Carr. I actually think that the Lubbock Cooper offensive front might have an argument that they were the best offensive front in Texas high school football.
Interesting.
I mean, look at these guys. Yeah. They're huge.
If you go down their weight chart, it's insane.
It's
they're
crazy.
almost all over 300.
Yeah, and they have a lot of talent. They have guys up and down that offensive front who are really, really good. And I love the versatility that Holton Hendricks offers. You see him on most of these clips lining up as a right guard at 6'5", 250, 6'4", 250 pounds. He's a guy who I think could slide inside and even one more spot and play center. He's very quick off the ball, very athletic. He has long arms, so he offers a lot of position flex, as I would like to describe it.
Interesting. It's a big get there for Texas Tech as they haul in Lubbock Cooper 2024 offensive lineman Holton Hendricks. Let's round it all out with our recruit of the week. Our recruit of the week is Denton Geyer senior safety Peyton Bowen, who is now up into the top 10 of the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Hot 100, ranked at number 10. He is still the number 1 rated safety. He is committed to Notre Dame. I know that there are people knocking on his door. I don't. You do your rankings independent of what I think. Don't listen to me. But at the same time, he's a top 10 prospect.
Oh yeah, he's a good player. His senior tape backs it up. But I'll tell you, when you do rankings, it's hard. It's a tough job.
As somebody who just released the Mr. Texas Football State semifinalists, where he had to find the 25, guys who are going to win the Player of the Year. Yes, I get it.
I think that there's a healthy debate to be made, as Jackson Arnold sits at number 5 currently in the DCTF top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Who is even the best prospect on Denton Geyer's roster?
Interesting,
right? And I think that
Boy.
Bowen has the type of talent that he could be as high as number 3 on our list. I mean, I think that if you took Reuben Owens, great running back, he's number 3 right now, and Peyton Bowen, looked at them side by side, what they've done in their high school career, both are ultra productive, both do completely different jobs, right? I wouldn't disagree with your argument.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like on that at all. I mean, I would say, oh yeah, I can get down with your argument for Peyton Bowen to be number 3. So I mean, at number 10, there are going to be people out there that are going to say, Greg, you have this guy underrated.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. I think that he's a strong was he a semifinalist for
Mr. Texas Football?
Yeah, semifinalist for Mr. Texas Football. And I specifically wanted to highlight Peyton Bowen this week because shockingly, he hasn't been a recipient of one of these honors of our weekly awards throughout his high school career.
That is wild.
That is
How?
really crazy.
Can you believe that?
That's very much just like a falling between the cracks and definitely like taking him for granted.
Yeah, he's
Right.
just like, he's the silent assassin. Like,
Yeah.
really is
Right.
what that is. Because you watch him and you're like, oh my God, he's so good. Everyone's talking about him. And then it's just,
like, we
push him
forget to talk
aside.
about
yeah.
him.
Well,
Yeah.
I did the research and I typed it in, searched it up, and he was mentioned when Eli Bowen was the underclassman
That's funny.
of the week, but he hadn't received an honor in and of itself for himself.
Well,
So
long overdue.
Okay, let me just tell you, Peyton Bowen, worthy of being talked about on This Week in Recruiting.
Yeah, no doubt. And you mentioned some of the schools he's committed to Notre Dame. I think Oklahoma has a really strong chance at flipping this one too. And Texas and Texas A&M are still in the mix, but Jackson Arnold's committed to Oklahoma. There's been some smoke even around Jackson Arnold's commitment. Can Peyton Bowen get him to look at Notre Dame or some of those things? But I think it could work in reverse. I think that Peyton Bowen has really built up a good relationship with Brent Venables in particular at OU, and I think that Oklahoma has a really good shot of flipping him. And add another wrinkle to why I selected Peyton Bowen this week is to publicize DCTF Rising magazine a little bit, right? This is one ranking change that you will see noted in the magazine.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a hint of what's to come. You know what I mean? Like who's changed what rankings. We haven't really updated our top 100 as an in-depth update yet. This is a small change. Peyton Bowen checks in at number 10 in the magazine. You should pick that up to see who else is in it. So I wanted to give a little bit of a tease for that.
And I'll tell you, next Wednesday, we are unveiling the cover.
I can't
of
wait.
2023.
Let's go.
I can't wait to see it. Who's on? I don't even know who's on the cover.
Guess what? It's you.
Oh, nice.
It's you.
Don't give it away.
It's you at Thanksgiving with green bean casserole.
I would like it to be me with that fantasy football belt, but it just
never
happens.
You know what it is? It's
Powers,
you.
after his green bean casserole take is not in
you
the Thanksgiving top 300.
It's you just like it's you recreating the Scott Surratt ring photo, except it's chicken tendies.
Well, I would be like, say it's me holding green bean casserole in this hand, and it's like there's an X over it.
That's it.
And
He's
me
cut
holding,
off. Not even in the top 300. Get him out of here.
Me holding chicken express rolls in this hand, and there's like a big green circle around it.
Yeah, no, it's like you've got two hats.
Yeah.
And one of them's got rolls, one of them's got green bean casserole. It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, Next Level Athlete. Follow him on Twitter at GPowersScout. Follow Next Level Athlete on Twitter, Next Level D1. See his fine work at TexasFootball.com/recruiting. Thanks, Powers.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.